Right. Alrighty, everybody. Good afternoon. This is Master Rod here with SMD Leadership Coaching. All right, team. Welcome. This is week 2. Today's August 22nd, 2017. Okay, Miami, Florida, United States, Earth. We're on Earth. Yes, we are. I hope some of you guys got your feet planted on this Earth. If not, we're going to make sure you do. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get started quickly. Let me go over some of the things that we are have been doing last week. Let's go over week 1. You should have had your vision. You should have had your mission. You should have had your. Hold on a second. Okay, you should have had your startup cost. You should have had your corporation listed or looked into. You should know and have the list of your team, who's going to be your team, your accountant, your lawyers, all of that. Okay, and you should have done a tour of your location, or you should have gone looking for location, getting an idea of what the cost is to rent a location. For those of you who have businesses, I told you to go ahead and just do a tour and send me a list of your team. Who are the people that you count on to do all the business aspect of it? I'm not talking about your staff. Okay, that's different. We'll get into that later on. Okay, but just that. So that was week 1. A lot of you send in your reports and that. I've contacted some of you already to talk one-on-one to make sure that you get your next step done from that list that you did. Okay, for those of you who didn't, well, I only have so much time, so if you don't get to me, I can't promise that I'll be able to answer any questions because I got to go on to the next week. Okay, being that said, today we start with week 2. Okay, so week 2, today we're going to talk about, or this week's topic is going to be people. What do I mean people? Well, people are our staff, our clients, and our suppliers. Okay, those are 3 sets of people that we have to deal with. Okay, so quickly I'm going to go ahead and start that. First, let's start with the clients. How do we treat the clients? What do we do when we first talk to a client? Okay, well, most of all, the first thing you've got to do is be a good listener. Okay, it's not all about you. When somebody walks in here to the school, I don't say, well, yeah, I'm Grandmaster Rod, I'm 8th degree black belt, I'm Florida State champion, New Jersey State champion, I'm one of the first 35 people to train at the Colorado Springs Training Center for Taekwondo. I'm this. No, they're not interested in any of that. They're interested in how can you solve a problem for them. That's the most important thing. How can you solve a problem? Okay, that's what they're there for, whether it's for their child, whether it's for them to lose weight, whether they got mugged and they want to learn how to defend themselves, whatever it is. So anybody that comes to your business is coming to you because you have a solution for their problem. If you have a barbershop, it's because they have a problem. They got long hair, or they got to trim their beard, or the ladies, if they go to a beauty salon, they got to do their nails, or they have to do permanent, whatever it may be. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is listen. Okay, don't say a word. Just ask them. Hey, hi, welcome to Rod Shimyong Do. How can I help you? What can I do for you today? And then after they say what they're looking for, then you explain to them how you can offer that problem or offer the solution to their problem. That's it. Now, obviously, don't ever say, well, I see you have a big problem here. This is what I can do for you. No, don't say that. Just say, look, this is what I can do for you. Okay? And then you go on to talk about the benefits of your business. How they're going to benefit from being there at your location or at your service, whether it's a physical service or whether it's a internet service. It doesn't matter. As long as you provide the service for them, provide the solution to what their problem might be. Now, the other thing is that while you're there talking to them, it's important that you have materials and things that you can give them. Okay? You need to make sure that they leave with something in their hand so that they remember you. Now, I know some of you say, oh, but Master Rod, my business is going to be internet. Perfect. It's the same thing. Nothing changes. Make sure you have some type of PDF file or a Word process or a flyer or something that you can digitally send them through email. You send them something so that they have. Okay? Give them something. Don't just leave it as a conversation. You've got to make sure that you send them something through the email as well. Okay. The other thing, if they're there personally, there's nothing better than making somebody feel like they're at home. Okay. Greet them politely, greet them nicely, show them around your location, let them see exactly what goes on. Okay. Make sure you ask them, would you like some water? Would you like a tea? Would you like a coffee? Whatever it is that you have, make sure you do have something at least. Okay, everybody should have something there. A lot of times I carry candies in my drawer for the children. A lot of the children come into my office just to say hi or goodbye. And a lot of them already know, and they come searching my drawers for candy. So, but what does that do? Makes them feel comfortable. Makes them feel like this is their place, which it is. Okay, this is everybody's home away from home, and that's what we want them to feel like. Same thing, a prospect. When they come in, a possible client, you've got to be able to treat them super well. Pull out the red carpet on them. Have them sit down. Welcome. How are you? Can I serve you something? Would you like some water? Would you like some tea? Some coffee? Great. Okay. Don't get right into business. Get to know the person first. Once you know the person, then it's easier to go ahead and provide the service that you're going to provide. Okay. Or speak about the service that you can provide them, or the product that you can provide them, whatever it may be. Okay. All right. So client-wise, remember, royalty treatment, red carpet, treat them special. And not because this is the only time. They turn into a student, you continue that red carpet. Okay, always continue to do that. Okay, last night here at the kickboxing, we celebrated one of the girls' birthday. One of her friends brought in a cake. We all sang after class, ate cake, had a fun time. This morning she, put in the chat, oh man, that was so great of you guys. Thank you so much. That's part of the family. Do you think that she's just going to want to quit here? Unless something really drastic happens, she's not going to want to quit unless it becomes something economical, or time-wise, schedule-wise. She's not going to quit. Why? Because she's got friends here. She feels like this is a family. So that's important, okay? All right. That being said, okay, let's go to staff. Okay, this is super important because actually I should have talked about staff first. Staff comes first before a prospect or a client, already a student or something. Okay, why? Because they're the ones that have to transmit everything I just said. They're the ones that have to greet the people. They're the ones that have to maybe close them or give them information or prices or whatever it is that you have. All right. So here's some of the rules that I have as far as staff goes. Number one, they must fit the position. Now, what does that mean? Fit the position means if they're an instructor, let's say in my case, they got to be high energy. Okay, they can't be front kick, roundhouse. Let me see, what else can we do? No, that's boring. Nobody's gonna want that. Okay, they have to be high energy. Everybody ready, attention, good, go. Let's punch, let's kick, good. Everybody move the line fast. And down, push-ups, and stand up, jumping jacks, and let's run in plays. Awesome. Have high energy. So the person that's gonna do that position, instructor, it's got to be high energy. It's got to be motivated. It's got to be a person that likes people, right? Okay. And again, fit. You got to put the person, your staff member, to fit the position. If they are a computer tech guy, then put him behind the desk and have him do all the social marketing stuff. He doesn't have to speak to anybody, or she. I'm sorry. They don't have to speak to anybody. So you really doesn't matter what kind of attitude they have as far as towards people, because they're dealing with a computer all day long. Okay, so that you don't have to worry. If they're at the front desk or in the counter, or they work with the customers, then they also have to be not high energy per se. You don't want anybody too hyper in this position. In this position, you want somebody more in control of themselves, more of a control attitude. They're there and they're listening and they're answering and they're finding solutions. They're agreeing with the person says, and then showing them a different way if that's not what we want, and that kind of attitude. So they're more in control of their emotions, more in control of their body, of their speech. All of that is important for the person in the counter. Okay, so you get the idea. Fit the person for the position. Okay, now if you're going to be a one-man show, or you are a one-man show, then don't worry about it. You have to be Dr. What was that called? Dr. What and Mr. Hyde? Okay, I forgot it. Okay, where he changes personalities. You've got to be something like that. I do that. Inside the classroom, I'm hyper, I'm excited, I'm motivated. Boom. In the office, I'm more under control, more professional, more going towards the mood, right? With the children, when I'm out in the lobby area, I play around with them more. I'm more the funny guy. So if you're a one-man person or show, you've got to do all of the roles. You've got to learn to play all the roles. That's part of your responsibility. Okay, you can't stay with one type of attitude when you run a business. When you're the owner and you're doing everything, you've got to do it all. Okay, all the attitudes. Okay, it's like being in a play. All right, you've got to go change costumes, come back out and play that role. All right. Okay, next. All staff members have to dress for success. Look, I've got my polo shirt, my logo on my shirt. Okay, that's dress for success. Okay, nice shirt, clean, not dirty. Okay, not smelly. Okay, so whatever business you have, I always suggest have some type of uniform with the company logo on it. It doesn't have to be traditional type. It could be any kind. It could be a fancy, it can be a warm-up suit, it can be a suit and tie, but with a logo on it somewhere. It could be sporty, casual, dressy, whatever you want, but make it a type of uniform. And always with your company logo or name on it. Okay, that's what we call dress for success. I always tell the story about Grandmaster Kim, my teacher. When he grabbed me, he told me, I want you to sit in your desk all day long in suit and tie. Mind you, I was 19 years old, 18, 19 years old, in the middle of summer and here in Florida at 90, 100 degrees in an office, and I wouldn't turn on the AC during the daytime so that the bill wouldn't come too high, because I had just started the business and I couldn't afford everything. So I'm sweating bullets all day long in a suit and tie. But he was right. Adults came in, they saw this young kid with a suit and tie. They said, wow, this kid is professional. He knows what he's talking about. He acts real. This is the kind of role model I want for my child. Now I'm older. People respect me. I don't dress sloppy, but I dress casual but professional with a uniform. In other words, either I'm in my school in my uniform, martial arts uniform, or I'm in a school T-shirt, a polo shirt, making it professional. Okay, so dress for success is the other thing. The next one, you must have a training for your staff at least once a week. Okay, train them once a week. Make sure they come in, go over all the procedures that you have for the school, all the systems, make sure they're up to date, make sure they know everything, and then have a little conversation of ask them for their input. Don't you just be a dictator and say, you got to do this. Ask them, what do you guys think? What's going on? Have we had any complaints? We did. What do you guys think we should do? And take ideas. Somebody might come up with a better idea than you. You want your business to grow, you got to be open-minded. All right? Okay, so have a staff meeting at least once a week. Okay, next. Let's see, what do we have here? I'm looking at my notes. I wanted to make sure I don't miss anything. We said that must have the right attitude. Must be responsible. You got to make sure your staff member is responsible. Okay? They've got to make sure they're always on time. At least 5-10 minutes before they start work. Let them get into the mode. You got to make sure of that clearly. Okay? You've got to make sure that if they're told something by a client, they immediately post it, whether it's you have a place in the computer where they put notes, or they write it on a pad, or whatever it may be. Don't leave everything to memory. That's one of the things that I learned many years ago. You have to have a system where people put notes into, so that everybody could see it, nobody forgets it. The game that the kids play where they say something to each other and it goes in a circle. By the time it comes around, it's something totally different than what was said. And it's true. That's what happens. We don't know why, but that's what happens. So in business, we can't afford that. So whatever somebody said to one of your staff members, that staff member has to go right away and make a note of it, not leave it to memory. All right, super important. And even yourself, don't say, "Well, I'm the owner. I'll remember that." No, I make notes. I go into the student's file and immediately I type in a note and make sure I have it there so I don't forget. You know, okay. And even then, sometimes I forget to even look at it. So that's just me. All right. So that's for staff members. Okay. All right. Next, your suppliers. Totally different. The way you talk to your supplier. Okay. You want to be professional. You want to be polite, just like in any of the other ones. But you want to be in control. You want to make sure that you dictate the terms and the conditions, and then you can fluctuate and go over it and make a final decision with them. But don't let them stick to what they are. Listen, they're in business just like you are, and they're going to want to do business with you. As long as your recommendation is not too wild and too crazy and too cheap, where they're not making a profit, they're going to agree with it. They'll go with it. You know, a dollar here, a dollar there, they're going to budge. You know, if they don't, then you take it somewhere else. That's all. But be capable to be strong. In this aspect of it, dealing with suppliers, your character, remember I said earlier, your character has to change, your attitude in different parts. In this part, your character has to be firm and strong, but polite and professional at the same time. All right, guys. I hope that helped you. Okay. It's important, people aspect of it. We're going to be going over next week. We'll be going over product or service. Okay. So remember, there's three parts that are important to business. This system, this three-part system, really makes a business take off really well. Okay, or start off well, or if you have a business right now, fix it. If you fix these three things, you're going to be doing awesome. Okay. The next one is product. First one is people. Next one is product, and the last one is process, which is systems. And all of these we'll go over. All right, I think that's enough for today. Remember, go over your notes. I'm going to send you some homework. I'll send it through email for you. What I want you to do is, I'll tell it to you now instead of writing it to you. But I'm going to send you some paperwork anyway, okay, on staff development. I want you to tell me, what is your ideal staff member? If you're going to have a staff member or members in your business, what is the ideal member? How should they be? What should they look like? How should they speak? Everything. What do they need to know? Okay? Write in the description for me, such this person and this one. I'm not telling you to be specific a person. I'm just saying, you know, the counter person needs to be this kind of person for me. The telephone person needs to be this kind of time. Whatever business it is and whatever positions are available, I want you to fill it up with the staff member and tell me what kind of person they should be. I want to make sure that you understand what I'm saying as far as choosing the right staff member, making sure they fit the position. They have to fit the position. That's very important and very key. All right, guys. All right, and later tonight I'm going to send you also a interview I did an interview with Mr. Threads. Awesome guy. I've known him for years, but just recently he started his own business, and he has taken off incredibly with that business. Why? Because he already came from a business background, working in the hospitality business as a manager. So he knew all of these things that I'm teaching you. He knows already that. All he did was take that, what he knew, and put it into his own business. And I'm telling you, if it worked for $1 million business company, hospitality, or more than $1 million hospitality company, why isn't it going to work for him? And the proof is, he's taken off. He's doing incredible. He's doing incredible. And plus, he's such a nice guy and everything. You know, he's professional at what his work, you know, that people are just pouring in to support him. You know, people are jumping aboard and say, yeah, you know what, I have it done over there, but I know who you are. I'd rather do my work with you. And that's it. And, you know, that's how it's done. That's the way business should be. People should be happy and pleased to come to you. You know, people shouldn't say, "Oh, I hate taking my work to this guy," or "I hate." No, people should say, "Oh, man, I love it. I take my work over there to Mr. Threads, and he does beautiful work, awesome job." Okay, and he helps me and he gives me ideas of what I need to do. So that's the kind of business you want to be running. That's the kind of business you want to have. All right. And you know, just like myself, you know, people come to me. Why? Because they were recommended by somebody else. Because they say, yeah, you're going to take your child, you got to take them to Master Rod. Or you're going to practice martial arts, you got to practice with Master Rod. Okay, that's what we want. That's what we want to develop. If you develop that, your business is going to take off, and it'll be there for years to come. 36 years, right? I've got to be doing something right if I'm here for 36 years. Okay. All right, guys, that's it for this week. Okay, your homework again. Send me the information of what your staff is going to be, what positions, and what is their duties, and what kind of personality do they need to have to be in that position. All right, everybody have a great week. If you have any questions, remember, feel free to reach out to me. A lot of you have, and I've tried to answer them as much as possible. I want to give a shout out to Valerie. Valerie is one of the ones that wants to start up her own business. Send me a beautiful detail of what she wants. It's awesome. We're going to get that going, Valerie. Okay? All right, guys. Have a pleasant week. This is Grandmaster Rod signing off for SMD Leadership Coaching. Bye-bye.